Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, May 27. In Squiz Kids Today, koala vaccine provides new hope. Landslide in Papua New Guinea. Big weekend for Mariners and Man United, and Thailand's marauding monkeys. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
And today we start the week with some good news out of the Gold Coast, where researchers believe they're on the brink of a breakthrough, helping koalas beat a nasty disease. For years now, koala populations all over Australia have been struck down by a nasty and highly contagious disease called chlamydia. It's a bacterial infection that causes koalas to get really sick and, in some cases, become blind. But a clever bunch of scientists have been experimenting with a vaccine at the Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary in Queensland, and the results so far have been very promising. According to the doctor leading the vaccination program, rates of chlamydia infection among the population of koalas near Currumbin have dropped significantly since the program began, with some 34 baby koalas, or joeys, born in that time. And get this, the scientists have developed a clever microchip which can release a vaccine top-up in koalas without them having to be captured and undergo an injection. Whoa, that is amazing. It's an excellent early sign that an effective preventative cure might just have been found for a problem that has impacted up to 70% of Australia's koala population. Which is just as well, because an Australia without koalas would be like a China without pandas or an Africa without lions. And no one wants that.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Papua New Guinea, where rescue efforts are still underway after a landslide swept through a mountain village in the early hours of Friday morning. Papua New Guinea is Australia's closest neighbour, which is why Australian rescue teams were on standby over the weekend to race to the isolated highland village and assist in the recovery effort. Despite being our closest neighbour, life in PNG is about as far removed from life in Australia as it's possible to imagine. Many people still live in small villages in simple huts, high in the mountains. Papua New Guinea also has one of the highest annual rainfall levels of any country in the world, making landslides like this one unfortunately relatively common. We're sending all our best Squiz Kids wishes to all the people affected.
Animal Kingdom.
Have you ever heard the expression cheeky monkey? Maybe an adult you know has used that expression to describe you. Cheeky is certainly one adjective being used to describe the monkeys in the tourist town of Lopburi in Thailand, where the primates outnumber the humans and things are getting out of control. Local authorities in Lopburi have started to capture as many monkeys as possible in the town after the free-roaming monkeys started to outnumber people and run amok. Shops have had to trade from behind wire fences, tourists have been set upon, and entire buildings have been overrun with the marauding macaques. Macaques is the name of the species of monkey that rules the town there. But monkeys, being the clever critters they are, have cottoned on to the great monkey roundup and are actively ignoring the delicious fruit in the cage traps that humans have been making to try to capture them. Monkeys won, humans nil.
Sport time.
Third time's a charm if you're a Central Coast Mariner, the A-League Grand Final winning side, who on Saturday night made a little bit of soccer history by winning the A-League competition for the third year running. It's what they call a three-peat. And didn't the crowd love it? The Mariners' home ground in Gosford on the New South Wales Central Coast played host to wild scenes of celebration on Saturday night as Mariner fans stormed the field in their thousands, cheering on the boys in the yellow and blue, who staged an epic come-from-behind effort to beat the Melbourne Victory 3-1. Meanwhile, over in England and still on football, fans of Manchester United were celebrating yesterday after their side staged a massive upset to beat Man City 2-1 in the FA Cup final. It was the first game Man City had lost in 35 games straight. Ouch, what a one to lose.
Q&A call out.
Did you know it's only 60 days until the Paris Olympics? And did you also know that for the first time in Olympic history, skateboarding will be an Olympic sport? And that's especially exciting for the Gold Coast's Arissa True, a 14-year-old Aussie skateboarder who's ranked second in the world and was the first female ever to do a 720 trick in competition. What's a 720? That's when you perform 2 whole rotations in midair while on a skateboard, and it's really hard to do. But doing hard stuff is all in a day's work for Arissa, which is why we're super excited to announce she's agreed to take the Squiz Kids hot seat and sit down with Christy for our next edition of the Squiz Kids Q&A, the podcast where you, the kids of Australia, get to ask the questions. Like, what's it like to do a 720? How hard did she train to do it? Who are her sporting heroes? What's the secret to her sporting success? What does it feel like to be ranked number 2 in the world at the age of only 14? What's it like to go to a school where you can choose skateboarding as a subject? And how excited is she about the upcoming X Games in California and the Olympic Games in Paris? But look lively, you only have a limited time to get your questions in. So, get your thinking caps on and send your questions to us using the email address squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. And teachers, feel free to send us your class questions too. The more the merrier. And just a little bit of housekeeping as we say a huge and heartfelt thank you to all of you who took the time to do the Squiz Kids survey. We had more survey respondents than ever before, so thank you to everyone. And congratulations are due to one of our teacher responders, Mrs. Jones from Secret Harbour Primary School in Western Australia, whose name was chosen at random in the draw for the $250 gift card. Mrs. J says she's been a loyal Squiz Kids listener with her kids since we first started 4 years ago. So, a more deserving winner I cannot imagine. Thanks for your support, Mrs. Jones, and make sure you buy yourself something nice. Oh, and yeah, I am totally coming to visit Secret Harbour. Sounds like someplace straight out of a children's pirate book.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. A landslide has struck in which country just to the north of Australia? Well done if you said Papua New Guinea. Question number 2. Name the team that won the A-League Grand Final on the weekend. Yeah, well done if you said the Central Coast Mariners. Question number 3. How old is Aussie skateboarding champion and our next Q&A guest, Arissa True? Yeah, that's right, she's 14. And don't forget to check out our Instagram page at Squiz Kids, where you'll see a great video of Arissa in action.
Shout outs.
It's May 27. Today marks the start of Reconciliation Week, an important week for all Australians to learn about our shared histories, cultures and achievements, and to explore how each of us can contribute to achieving reconciliation, which means living together in harmony and shared happiness with Indigenous Australians. And to mark that day, today's birthday shout-outs will recognise the traditional names of the places where birthday kids come from. And because it's a special occasion, and that's going to take quite a while, let's crack out the old birthday reggae tune. Hit it! It's happy birthday to the following Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today and tomorrow. Ava from Warrnambool in Gundjamara country, Ekaterina and Archie from Yass in Ngunnawal Ngambri country, Dath from Aldinga Beach in Corner country, Izzy from Nightcliff in Larrakia country, Ethan from the Vines in Wajak country, Sahara from Concord in Wangal country, Zoe from Leppington in Darug country, Isabel from Randwick in Gadigal country, Eli from Burleigh Waters in Combermary country, Dylan from Mossman Park in Wadjuk country, Sruthi and Cadell from Cobbitty and Tarawal country, Partiv from Oran Park in Darug country, Tyson from West Albury in Waridgeri country, Jampa from Dee in Garigal country, Zuri from Hughesdale in Boonwurrung country, Eva from Brisbane in Turrbal and Yagara country, Anna from Camaray and Camaralgal country, Ava from Yarrawonga in Yorta Yorta country, Cleo from Molong in Waridgeri country, Carter from Nelson Bay in Warramie country, and Ayla, who's listening all the way over there in Switzerland. And belated birthday shout-outs go to Layla from Geelong in Wadawurrung country, Joan from Essendon in Wurundjeri country, Letizia from Perth in Wajak country, Emily from Coobapedy in Antakarinja country, and Olivia from Marsfield in Wallamedigal country. And sincere apologies if I've mispronounced any of those. And classroom shout-outs today go to Class 5, 6S and Mr. Sargent at Tregear Public School, Class 3, 4C and Mr. Catley at West Wallsend Public School, Class 4H and Mr. Hellier at Newington Public School, Class 2 4X with Miss P at Coobapedy Area School, Miss Smith's class at Harrington Public School, and Class 4A with Mr. Shusazy at Glen Waverley Primary School. Woof! Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you want a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. I'll be back again tomorrow with Christy and a special shortcut on social media. There's been a lot of talk about it in the news lately, including new laws to keep kids off it. This shortcut takes a look at the what, how, and why of the world's most influential media platform today. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.